All right, so let me share my screen. Now, if we ask of coin that we can trade, I'm doing this because now we are in the off season, and during off season, the best coins to see. When we say all season, during this season, a lot of coins may perform, but not all coins that may perform. And the best coin that can perform good will be utility tokens or utility coins. And because utility assets of their nature are strong and they are able to provide value to the market, a lot of investors will begin to draw into such tokens like Ethereum and most of the coins under Ethereum, for instance, now we've seen Ethereum having a new all-time high, and most of the coins under Ethereum will perform very good. You get it? So, for instance, let's look at the alt index and see what is happening presently. So, let's use So, very good. On CoinGlass, we can see alt season index. So, let's click on alt season index. Now, presently, looking at the autism index, we are having altcoin to be 53% with index as compared to Bitcoin. Okay, so actually the index is 50-50. Bitcoin have 50 share and then also altcoin have 50 share, which simply means when Bitcoin goes even 51 beyond, it simply means Bitcoin is dominating. Okay, and if alt season goes 50 beyond 50%, it simply means altcoin is taking the lead. Do you get it? But before alt, we will say that there is total altcoin season about 70%. We need to get a momentum of what alt index of 70%. That's when we can say that okay, there has been altcoin season and bull run has ever indeed what happened. Which simply means for us, as we are seeing this, if we really want to request for coins that we can trade, the best advice I can give is for us to get utility tokens like so over here on our coin market cap we can see some of the assets with strong project assets with strong what projects backing them like um SRP, Solana, Ton and other projects, other utility tokens which are very strong by nature and they can exist for long without failing the trader. So please, some of the coins we can come here and then get more knowledge about the utility tokens. Okay, I'm not going to give you coins to trade, but then I will teach you how you can get those coins. So search for utility tokens. The best utility tokens here, you can get them and you can see them by nature of their market cap. You read through them and then you get those ones that you prefer to invest your money in on the spot markets like Solana, Ethereum, and SRP, Ton, all those assets. You can see them here. So just scroll down. At least you can see from the first to the hundredth of it, you can see some most of the utility tokens here. So please come here and then learn more about it and then make your personal decision. I guess that will help you. I guess that will help you. I guess that will help you. All right. Then okay, so the next person, please give us a brief explanation on the compensational plan released yesterday. Okay, so the compensational plan was not released yesterday. Okay, so I'll answer that, but then someone's hand is up. Let me unmute him for him to do the ask his question before. Please, I'll talk about the compensational plan. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. I'll talk about that. So you've been asked to unmute. All right. So um Olusamuel, please proceed to ask your question. You've been asked to unmute. You've been asked to unmute. All right. Proceed to ask your question.
Thank you very much, Leader Emmanuel. So I want to ask a question. So for somebody that wants to starts this business with let's say a capital of 500 USD, and you have planned to have an influx of at least 500 every month to add to your capital. And you have gone through this class from time to time. As much as you want to use Royal Q, you also want to have an investment portfolio, more like a hold on your exchange account. How do you go about it, knowing fully well that right now, like you mentioned, the market is 50-50? Which coin can one buy and hold and then be able to now subsequently go for normal trading on Royal Q? Thank you.
All right. So I guess still lands to the same question as um my neighbor just asked in the chat about tokens that or coins that they can hold whilst they keep proceeding with these tradings. So personally, maybe other leaders will come in, but then I wouldn't like to give exact coins. But then what I'm saying is, over here, the best coin that you can hodl to secure yourself from things like coins being delisted, and then also coins with no value, with no project focus, get utility tokens. Okay, get utility tokens. So get to know more about what utility tokens. And over here on your coin market cap, I guess my screen is shared. On your coin market cap, when you come here, you can see most of these coins here, okay, that have got projects with good utility and they have focus as well. So we have Ethereum, SRP, and then Solana, like all these assets, SEU, SLM, HBAR, and AVAX, Ton, all these projects, all these coins are here. And if you want to focus on hodling some coins, you need to hodl utility tokens or utility coins. They will be the best coins you can do or you can hodl, because at the end of the day, no matter what happens, they still have the firm to stand grounding in the what in the market. Notwithstanding, don't let anyone deceive you of holding a meme coin that can do 10x, that can do 1000x. If it couldn't do that nature of the 10x, you may live to regret it, because at the end of this, after this bull run, most coins will be delisted. After the alt season, most coins will be delisted. Most coins were listed because the project owner needs money. That is the reason why we keep advising those going outside there in the name of investing in a particular smart contract project that you need to be careful. You get it? Because most of these projects comes in just to make money and then they vanish. That's the reason why you see coins being delisted, because the owners want money. So if you want to invest in um or hodl coins that will give you good money, focus on investing in utility tokens. You get it? And that one, they take time. If they rise, they take time to drop. If they drop, they will rise. You know that they have good future and you are good to go. And of course, if this bull run or if this hot season would to happen, it will not bypass all these utility tokens or most of these utility tokens that we are talking about. Because in them that investors see value and that is where they invest their money. Most of these meme coins are just hype coins and they end up investing something there, something small, just to create hype and then dupe traders. That is all. So if you want coins to hodl, I suggest you come here and then grab these some of these utility tokens that are here, and they will be the best option for you. All right. Um. So I guess that will help you. I guess that will help you. Okay. So all right. So please give us a brief explanation on the compensation plan. Yes. So give us a brief explanation. In fact, I will never ignore the compensation plan. I'll really talk about it. Please give us a brief explanation on the compensation plan released yesterday before proceed. Okay, so some traders are always being complaining of liquidation and liquidated often. So please, what are the guidelines to put in place on futures trading? What are the guidelines to put in place on futures trading? All right. So now, when it comes to liquidation, said some traders are being liquidated often. What are the factors that constitutes liquidation? Now, before one will be liquidated, first you have to think about your leverage. Okay, high leverage. With high leverage, you can easily be liquidated. With high leverage, you can easily be liquidated. So therefore, if you don't want to be liquidated, or if you are afraid of liquidation, please abstain from using high leverage. Abstain from what? Using high leverage. And the next thing is that, you see, if you are the type you are afraid of liquidation, the next thing you are supposed to abstain from is high meme tokens or meme coins. Now we all know that when we talk of meme coins, they are created out of fun and they follow the scheme of that is pump and dump scheme. So in as much as meme tokens or meme coins are highly liquid, they are also highly what? Risky to trade on them. So mostly if you want to trade on the futures market, coins like this same some of these utility tokens are very good. Though they may not, their profit margin wouldn't be as compared to the meme tokens, but they are good. So if you want to, prevent, or should I say, you can't totally prevent liquidation, because in futures trading, liquidation is part because of the leverage. Do you get it? But then if you want to ignore certain things like excess liquidation, then you have to consider using trading on some of these assets like those utility tokens like SEAL. You see, there is one asset that I really love, like this asset. Where is it? I saw it here. Very good. Ton. I really like trading on ton because now with ton, it will be very difficult for you to smell the heat of liquidation, because it's a utility token and it has stamina. Before I see ton dumping or pumping, it isn't something that is going to take just a seconds to do. So I always say that even if I want to take like 20x or 10x or 5x on ton for the next month, it can deliver. All what I have to do is to exercise patience. So please, if you ask of how to minimize liquidation, think about the coins that you trade, because you cannot just trade any coin and then think of preventing liquidation. There are some coins, they follow the scheme of pump and dump, because people invest in them for them to make profits. People drop that money out of it for others to lose money for them to make profit as well. So it follows what you call market manipulation. And in crypto, you see, unlike the other markets like maybe the stocks or the forex where market manipulation really exists, in crypto market manipulation exists, but the market manipulation that exists in crypto mostly differ from the other markets, and it can mostly be seen in those of these highly meme coins. So most of these meme coins have got that nature of following what we call market manipulations. That is the reason why you can easily make $100 on a meme coin, and within the next series of time, if care is not taken, you can still lose that 100 USDT, because meme coins follows what you call market manipulation. So if you want to control liquidation, first consider your leverage. Second, you can also consider the coins or tokens you trade. And then the third thing that you can do, learn the habit of opening margin calls. Learn the habit of what? Opening margin calls. Learn the habit of opening margin calls. And then the next one that I'll add, the last one that I'll add, if you are the type you are really afraid of liquidation, then also seek to use what you called stop loss in your trade. And in our futures trading, I've taught a lot on how to use what a stop loss in your trading. Okay, so you can also feel free to be using stop loss or trigger stop loss in your trading, and which can also help you to control liquidation. Now, the work of stop loss is to prevent you from getting total liquidation, which simply means with stop loss, you only lose just a part of your money based on your triggered stop loss. So I guess these few things, considering your leverage, um, avoiding or reducing high rates of meme coins, and then also open margin calls, and then using stop loss. Maybe these things can help you to control your liquidation, your excess rate of liquidation. All right. So I guess that helps answers your question clear. That helps answers your question clear. Let me see if there is any hand up. Okay, Mohammed Saidu. Mohammed Saidu. So you've been asked to unmute, ask your question. You've been asked to unmute, ask your
Good,
question.
good morning, sir.
All
Good
right,
morning,
good
coach.
morning. Good morning.
First of all, I'm Mohammed from Nigeria. Please, first of all, I want to thank the platform for the good job, because I see this as a service to humanity. And I pray may God continue to bestow you with more wisdom to do this job for the humanity. My question is that, sir, I in the before I joined this Royal Q, I'm a civil servant, and I have family. Financial challenge. So I was looking for a solution, and somebody presented this to me. and actually the person is really trying for me. But I have a challenge. Why is that challenge? Because I took a soft loan to see that I pay for the robot and have a little capital to start. Uh, I'm at crossroad. What I have now is just minimum, just maximum, and they are already in the trade, which is not more than $150. And my challenge is not my major problem is, see, how will I be able to raise at least $120 against January and the next year so that I'll be able to renew, because I see future in this business. And according to the business people, they always say, if you are into a business, give it a time, at least minimum of 5 years, maximum of 10 years. If it is a business that will be profitable, you will know. I begin to lose hope on this, but when my upline put me into this group, I begin to see light. I begin to have confidence. I begin to have hope. But now, sir, I want you to, sorry for giving you all this background. I want you to, how are you going to guide me to see? How will I be able to manage this $100 to see that I'm able to raise at least in a day or within 2 days? I should be able to see at least $2 or $1. Because if one can see $1 for 120 days or 150 days, at least one should be able to pay for the board to renew. That is my challenge. So thank you,
All right.
please.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, so that is, you still have more time to go, and I don't think it's a challenge. So please mute your. All right. So it's not a challenge. What I'll tell you is exercise patience and don't raise your expectation too much. Just take your time and let's keep on going. As you've joined the platform, I think our team leaders are doing good. Signals are being provided, and we keep teaching each and every individual how he can trade, source his own signals to trade, and which is also doing awesome. From the past weeks, the result that have been gotten from different team leaders and team members is that so far so good. A lot of traders are now being able to pick their own signals. They trade to make at least good substantial profits, which is amazing and awesome. So please, if you are here, you are listening to me, and you also find yourself, you think there is no hope of you being able to reactivate your account again, I'll tell you that exercise patience and let's build this together. We are in this together, and we are going to work together to ensure everyone make progress. And by God's grace, all signals are being effective. On the one word platform, you can see how signals are being produced and everything is working effectively. And aside that, a lot of team members are now being able to produce their own signals, and it's also working amazingly, which simply means you are on the ground of making progress. So, what I'll tell you is exercise patience, and then with your capital, follow team leaders on the various platform, the One World, and then also the Revolution and other leaders will be able to do what assist you to make growth in your journey. So please exercise patience and grow. All right, let me see. All right, so let me see the next person. Hey, someone is saying that turn is from my country. All right, so when trading futures in Royal Kill, it's good to use cycle instead of shorts. What's advantage and disadvantage? So is it good to use cycle or one shot? And what is the advantage and disadvantage? All right. So now when it comes to cycle and then one shot, I've always been saying trading is all about what? Understanding. Trading is all about understanding. So cycle and then one shot. Now, with a brief explanation of the work of cycle and a brief explanation of one shot, when we talk of one shot gives the trader opportunity to always make decision after a trade has been sold. So if you sell a trade, or if a trade is sold out of the market, now if for instance if AVAX is sold, I still have the opportunity to make decision either to make same entries or not. Okay. Now there are good coins that you may decide to put them on what? On cycle. There are coins that you may decide to do what? Put them on cycle. If you are placing a coin on cycle, it simply means you are giving the coin opportunity that after it's sold out of the market, it should repeat the same process again. The same process should be repeated again. In that case, if you are not well versed in that particular coin, or if you don't have more momentum in that particular coin, I advise one shot is good for you. One shot is what is good for you. And aside that, on the futures market, listen, on the futures market, pay attention to this. On the futures market, I don't think, unless you've done thorough analysis, listen, unless you've done thorough analysis to realize that that coin can give you good profits, that is when you can decide to do it, put it on cycle. If not, go for one shot. Why? Because on the futures market, you analyze coins to realize that this is how far it can go. That is the reason why you are making entries. So therefore, if after your trade is sold out of the market, the trade happens to be on cycle, and yet there is no opportunity for that particular trade to make profits, you'll be liquidated. I don't know if you understand. You'll be what? You'll be liquidated. Which simply means, before you decide to put a trade on cycle, before you decide to put a trade on cycle, you should build more confidence or momentum around the coin before you decide to do it. Place it on cycle. So if you don't have any knowledge about those coins, then advice one shot will be good for you. Period. Hope that will help you. Hope that will help you. Hope that will help you. All right. So um all right. So someone is giving you encouragement, my brother from Nigeria. So someone is saying to encourage you. Say, my brother from Nigeria, I started like you 10 days with $100, learning every day from here. I make um 5 to $1 day, and I don't set signal every day. Just spot trading in cycle. The boat is good. All right. So that is awesome. Okay. So the next question, when trading in futures, okay. Um, and those who give us the signals, can they be strict on the leverage to use to avoid liquidation? No. So the question is, those who give signals, can they be strict on the leverage to use to avoid liquidation? And the answer is no. Hope my screen is visible. The answer is what? No. Why is the answer no? The the fact about trading with leverage is that we all use different capitals. We all use what? Different capital. Someone may use $1,000 as his capital. Someone may use $100 on the same trade. Someone may use $20 on the same trade. And another person may use what? $10 on the same trade. Now, out of these four people, if the $1,000 is using 10x as its leverage, and you're also using 10x as your leverage, 10x as your leverage, 10x as your leverage, at the end of the day, listen, our risk appetite is going to be different, because this person with 10x has got high risk of exposure. His risk is very high as compared to the person with $1,000, as compared to the person with $100, which simply means, if I am a signal giver and I give a strict leverage to a doom to a lot of people, it will be what? It will be a doom to a lot of people, which may not be considerate if we are to give strict leverage to be used. And I guess this analogy will help you to understand your question. All right. Okay, so let me see the next. Yes, that turn is from my country. Oh, I see. All right. So how do you set stop loss in Royal Kill? How do you set stop loss in Royal Kill? Okay. So how do you set stop loss in what? In Royal Kill? Okay, so to set a stop loss in Royal Kill, it's very simple. To set a stop loss in Royal Kill, first, it's two things. Setting up a stop loss is based on two things. Now, it's either, listen, setting up a stop loss in Royal Kill is based on two things. One, it's either you've analyzed the signals yourself and you've identified the area where a trade can be triggered for loss. Okay, it's either you've analyzed the signals yourself and you've identified area where the trade can be triggered for loss. Do you get it? If not, these are some of the easiest way, or this may be an easier way to do it, to set up a stop loss. To set up what? A stop loss, sorry. All right, so let's go to Royal Kill. So on Royal Kill, you click on your So I have a pending trade here. We can use that one as an example. So over here, you click on this particular trade. Okay. So come here. This is the trade, right? On this trade, just tap on it. Now, after tapping on this particular trade, after tapping on what on this particular trade, you can come to you see this. What is happening? Okay. So you see this here, you see close. Okay, you see close. Now on close, tap on close. So let's tap on close. Very good. After tapping on close, this is what you are going to see. After tapping on close, you are going to see what we call trigger. Please enter trigger price. Please enter what trigger price. Now this particular trade is up against me. That is 3%. 3% against me. Do you get it? And with this 3%, how much am I losing? With this 3%, let's look at the amount that I'm losing with this 3%. I'm losing 33.5 USDT. I'm losing 33.5 USDT with it being up 3%. So if I want to set up a trigger price for this trade, first I have to consider the fact that the trade is on what? On long position, which simply means the more it drops, it so which simply means the more this particular trade drops in value, the more it goes against me. So if turn happens to drop to let's say $2 or below, maybe it will go against me intensively. Do you get it? So over here, if I want to set up a stop loss, that is, if I don't have any knowledge about analyzing the signals, this will be an easier way to set what my stop loss. So I come here. Now, he said enter a trigger price. So let's assume if turn get to $2.5. Now, if I set a trigger price of $2.5, that simply means when turn drops to $2.5, the trade should I expect the trade to be what? To be closed automatic. Now, over here, it simply means when it drops to $2.5, I'm going to lose 315 USDT. Now, if I think 215 USDT is too much to be loose or to lose 315, let me increase to $3. Now with $3, I'm going to lose 165 USDT. If I think it's too much, maybe 3.4. With 3.4, I'm going to lose how much? I'm going to lose 45 USDT. So if I think 45 USDT is enough, I'll set my trigger price to 3.4 USDT. So my stop loss or my trigger stop loss is what? Is 3.4, which simply means when the price drops to 3.4, the trade should be closed automatic. That is the meaning of the stop loss. So I set this one here until this trade drops to 3.4. I will still remain static in the market. Please, do you get it? So this is an easier way to do it, to set up a stop loss. So after setting up this, I'll just click on what? Confirm. After clicking on confirm, it has been set. After clicking on confirm, it means it has been what? It has been set. And once the trade drops to what? 3.4 USDT or 3.4, I will lose 45 USDT. And presently, looking at this particular trade, presently, the price is around 3.4418, and I'm losing, let's say, 32 USDT. I'm losing 32 what USDT, which simply means if I think 32 USDT is too much or it's okay, and then if it goes beyond that, I'll maybe it's I don't want it to happen, so I can choose to set up the stop loss maybe 3.42, which is 39 USDT. So right after the market is against me and I lose 39 USDT, I say it's enough for this trade. All right, so that is how to set up a stop loss in your Royal Kill trade. All right, so I guess this will help you. Okay, so the next person, let me see the next person. Okay, so I guess leaders are hoping to answer some of the questions in the chat box. Okay, so please, what is the best indicator to use in Royal Kill to select a trade? What is the best time to enter a trade and exit a trade? All right, so in trading, every good trader will tell you this, that in trading there is nothing like what is best. What is best? What works for you? Do you get it? So in trading, there is nothing like what is best. Now, all the indicators in Royal Kill works very effectively, like RSI, KDJ, and MACD. These are the various indicators that we have. and they work very effectively. All of them works according to your experience and your adventure or encounter with those different indicators. So with your question on what indicator is the best indicator to use, I'll always answer this question to tell every good trader that there is nothing called best, because best may be relative. What may work for you may not work for other person. You get it? To other traders, RSI is good. To other traders, MACD is better than RSI. To other traders, KDJ is even better than what RSI and then MACD. So therefore, which one is the best here? So the best indicator is the indicator that tells you to generate the profits you want. So in my definition, when it comes to trading, I'm always careful to identify what is best, because what may be best to me may not be best to other person. It may be relative, but not absolute. But then what I can tell you is all the indicators work there. All the indicators in Royal Q, like the RSI, MACD, and then KDJ, they work very effectively and powerful. And they are all good in their own ways of generating results for traders. All right. Okay, so let me see if there is any hand up. Okay, there is no hand up yet. So let me continue answering the questions in the chat box. Okay, so um okay, what is the best time to enter a trade and exit a trade? What is the best time to enter a trade and exit a trade? All right. So when you talk of the best time, if you are using either, maybe you are trading on the spots or on the futures. Okay. So if it's on the futures, if you are using the indicators, it may be different. And if you're also analyzing, it may be different. You see, the reason being is that we've taught a lot of things here. We've taught on how to use indicators, how to even analyze technical indicators using that is manually and analyzing the markets yourself. We also taught about different strategies like price action and other things. So I may not know exactly what you may be asking about. Either you are asking of indicator, maybe RSI in Royal Q or MACD in Royal Q, or you are asking of any other ways to make entries and exits in the market, then I will be able to give better clarification or answer to your question. All right, so please, if you can come back again. All right, so let me see. Okay, now please, okay, so say, do you get back to your upline for this very issue? Okay, so say, do another information reaching out is that your upline is also there, and it's very, very important. It's very, very important. Always stick to your upline and learn from your upline. It is very, very important. And notwithstanding, the team is always there to assist as well. Okay, so please elaborate on how to have effective call drop for margin, not too high, not too high, not too low, based on capital. Not too high, not too low, based on capital. Elaborate on how to have effective call drop. Effective call drop. All right. So over here on the futures market, I think, let me unshare and reshare again. So when it comes to the futures market, what I've been saying is anytime we talk of call drop, you see, for instance, if I have maybe 0.5, if I'm using 0.5 throughout, that is, I'm talking about 0.5 of what my leverage, which assuming I'm using what, I'm using 10x, it means 0.5 times what times 10, which is going to be maybe 5. So over, or is it 2? 0.5 times what times 10 is 2, if I'm right. Let me check and see. uh I guess it's
It is
2. So 2, very good. 0.5 times 10, that is 5. Right, let's proceed. So having 0.5, if I have a drop of 0.5, that is 10% and 5% what, 5% drop at each level, 5% drop. And on the futures market, you can see that the rate as which the market drops is different from the rate as which the spot market drops, because of your leverage that you are using. So always, it's better to increase your drop than to reduce your drop, because if you reduce your drop, your margin calls can even be bought very faster, and all your capital will enter into the markets within a short period of time. Whereas if you take your time to calculate for the drops, it will help you to be able to buy more based on the higher drop that it goes in the market. Because an asset may easily drop to maybe 20%, 40%, or 50%. And it's normal in the futures market. It's normal in the futures market, which simply means if you are to consider maybe a drop of maybe 0.1 or 0.2, which may be less, which may be just 1% drop. Oh, please, who is that? Please, my co-host, assist in muting that person for me. Assist in muting for me. All right. Okay, so let's proceed. So over here, it is always advisable. It is always advisable on the futures market to consider your drop. If you go for a very less or low drop, the market can easily drop against your position, and it will trigger to buy all your margin calls, because the margin calls is bought based on your drop, okay, based on your drop. So therefore you always have to consider your drop, and if your drop is high, it's draw up the intervals at which it will be buy effectively. So if you want to get effective way of getting margin calls or call drop, I think the easy way or the effective way is to always widen your call drops. So assuming this is 0.5, I know 0.5 of my leverage is going to what is going to be 5%, which simply means if I'm opening 10 margin calls, that is 10 times or 10 times 5 throughout, that is going to be 50. It simply means all the drop is going to be 50 what 50%. I'm going to have 50% drop based on my leverage. So remember, the drop too may differ from each other because of your leverage. All right. So I guess that one to help you. Who is that? That is making intentional not to mute his call. Please don't distract the meeting. We beg you. All right. So let's look at other things, other questions. So elaborate on. Okay. Please say elaborate on how to set margin calls and margin calls if comes to futures in order to maintain a good profit. In order to maintain a good profit. All right. So when it comes to opening of margin calls, let me see. When it comes to opening of margin calls, let's go to Royal Q. Let's go there again. So when it comes to opening of margin calls, there are two things that you need to know. Very good. So let's assume we have an open trade. Let's get a trade. So tap on it, click on trade settings, and then you click on trade settings. So margin call limit, that is 5. Okay. So margin configuration. Now I just want automatic setup. I want one of the default setup. I just don't want anything that I've created. So let's assume let's choose any of these trades and then click on it. So trade settings, create, and then you come here. Let's assume you are using um 10 margin calls, right? So let's click on margin configuration. Now on margin configuration, when you come here, you are going to see this is a default setup. This is a default what? A default um strategy by Royal Q. So over here, you can see this thing arranged very nicely here. From You can see it here. And under normal circumstance, the thing is, if it happens that the trader has got good money to use, this default setup would have been good for everyone. But here lies the case, you don't have your actual money to do to trade. Here lies the case, you don't have your actual money, like you don't have huge money to trade with based on these margin calls. Which simply means you have to take your time to fix in things to ensure that it can suit your personal strategy. You get it, or your personal trade. So if you're talking about how you can open margin calls for effective profits or for good profits, now what I've been saying, when it comes to the futures market, there are two ways you can trade on the futures market when it comes to margin calls. It's either you are going in with your first entry to be huge capital, or you are going in with less capital as your FBA. Maybe if God permits, Monday we talk about trade settings, so I'll take time to elaborate more on open margin calls with these two different things. Now, if you open margin calls, if your first buying amount is very high, which simply means the remaining balance will buy less. Okay, the remaining balance will do what? Will buy less. And also, if you buy less of your first buying amount and you have more capital, which also simply means with the remaining balance, you'll be able to buy high as compared to your first buying amount. Now, the difference here is that if you really want to make profit from the call drops, and then also widen your liquidation price, that is why a lot of people also do ask question. And I've been saying that the reason why sometimes you set up a trade, you realize always your liquidation price is still even getting worse as compared to how it's supposed to go far, is because your first buy amount happens to be very high, and your margin amounts or your margin amounts or margin call drops cannot be able to control and get closer to your first buying amount. When this happens, it may not get it close far enough. Sorry, it may not get it far, but then you may not see the impact or the effect of it very well. Do you get it? You may not see the effects of it. Unlike the sports markets where you may see a little effect of it. And always you should know, if you have less capital as your first buying amount and then high capital as your maybe margin call drops, the high capital will always be effective in the market because it's always seems as if you are always doing something new in the market. Unlike the old time that you started or the initial time you bought the assets at a very low price, this time around you are still buying the same asset again at a high price as compared to the previous price. So you create a new high average price, which will also draw back or draw your liquidation price very far off. So talking about how the margin calls can be effective for you, if you really want an effective margin calls, and they all have advantages as well as disadvantage. If you want to get effective margin calls, then the first thing that I think is lower your first buying amount. Mm, your FBA should be very less, and then increase your margin call drops. I say margin call drops. So increase your multiple buying ratio. Do you get it? That would be the best thing. So if you increase your multiple buying ratio, that is a reason why. Listen. So these things here are not just by mistake. These things that you see here are not just by mistake. So let's look at what Royal Kill just did, and you tell me why it works. Look, they are giving you this first opportunity to buy 4 times. The second opportunity, they are giving you to buy 8 times. Why? Because this time round, it will increase that momentum, it will increase your average price. Which things will never be the same at each angle. Do you get it? Things will never be what? Be the same. So you look at the 32, 68, 128. I hope someone understands what I'm saying. So if you really want to enjoy, if you want to enjoy that, then the first thing is one, either you lower your FBA and increase your multiple buying ratio. Okay, increase your multiple buying ratio. And the thing is that at the point in the signal may be too fast to be sold out of the market, such that it wouldn't consider your call drops. When it's happened, that is where you may not feel the impact of your call drops. So if you have these settings, I'll elaborate more and we'll learn more on strategy that we can use to ensure that will be very effective. All right. So I guess this one too will help you to understand your question. So let me see. Um okay, so please elaborate more on effective. Okay, you answered that. Okay, to encourage you, all right. So I use $150 to make between $7 to $20 in a trade only on Ethereum, which is very nice. Okay, so that is Elon. That is nice. Okay, so hello leaders. Is this lesson recorded? Yes. If yes, where can I find it? Which title will it be given? All right, we will drop the link here. Don't worry. The link will be dropped here. The link will be dropped here before we leave here. So, please, what other criteria can one use in addition to the automated indicator in Royal Kill to pick coins for trading? Mostly picking random coins using automated indicators is always going against. Is always going against. All right. So on this set, I'll use the opportunity to tell you that um you have to be joining sessions. Not only indicators do we only use or do we learn about, we have different lessons that we learn. So you have to join those lessons to ensure you equip yourself with meaningful knowledge. If God permits, Monday we are starting technical analysis class. If God permits, Monday we are starting technical analysis class. And just as we drop our new timetable on the platform, it's going to be awesome and it's going to be amazing. So get prepared. Monday to Friday, four in Ghana time, and also that is going to be 7:30 a.m. in East Africa. 7:30 a.m. in East Africa. So we should all get prepared for that, and that is going to be amazing. Okay, so let me see. Please, what's other criteria? Okay, that is what I just answered. So aside the indicators, we have different lessons that you can learn. So maybe for instance, we have with our technical analysis class, tutors will talk more on different ways of analyzing the markets, like price action. Okay, aside indicators, we also learn about smart money concepts and other forms of ways of analyzing the market. Okay, so it's not only going to be based on RSI, MACD, and then also KDJ, or whatever it may be, but we may learn multiple ways of sourcing or analyzing the market. And not only that, we may also learn about fundamental analysis and then also sentimental analysis as part of our trading lesson. So this time round, we are bringing more and high momentum into the business. So I encourage you to get prepared and then also join if God permits Monday, and it's going to be so great and massive. It's going to be so great and what and massive. So get prepared for that. All right. So let me see the next question. Let me see the next question. Okay, so kindly guide me on how to insert my favorite indicator to the charts in Royal Kill. For example, um, let me see. For example, moving averages. Moving averages. So kindly guide me on how to insert my favorite indicator to the chart in Royal Kill. So moving averages. Okay, let's see. Okay, so please can one stop a specific coin from trading in spots and use another coin in place? If yes, when should it be done in order not to lose your trading capital? All right, so the answer is no. Please, can one stop a specific coin for trading in spots and use another coin in place? If I get your question right, you have a trade, let's say BTC, and you want to exchange BTC for Ethereum. You want to stop BTC and then also exchange it for what? Ethereum, which is not done, which is not done. Okay. So if yes, when should it be done in order not to lose your capital? So it cannot be done in the first place. It cannot be done. You can't exchange BTC for Ethereum. Okay. All right. So unless maybe, all right, but then you need to understand it cannot be done in Royal Key. You can't swap your BTC for Ethereum. That is one thing that you need to know. So please, how can you pick a coin to trade in Royal Kill? How can you pick a coin to trade in Royal Kill? So the how comes in two forms, either by analyzing the market or trade settings. So please, I wish you can get back to clarify, maybe setting up your trade, or when you ask of how to pick a coin, it simply means you are talking of analyzing the coin. Okay, analyzing the coin. So if possible, get back again with your question. Please, I really need your help. I really need your help. All right, how may I assist you? I think that's the reason why we are here. So, how may I assist you? So, when analyzing a coin, which candle do we focus our decision regarding when to enter the market with? regards to different time frames. Okay, so with the different time frames, what I have to say about that, and if God permits, I think once we start our lesson on technical analysis, we will take time to explain all those things on the various time frames and how effective they are. So we have the um 4 hours time frame, 1 hour time frame, so 1 hour time frame, and then also 15 minutes time frame. Others also choose to use 1 hour, 30 minutes, and then also 15 minutes. Others also choose to use 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and then also 5 minutes. Now, they all depends on what you are looking for on the chart or in the market. Okay, they all depends on what you are looking for in the chart or in the market. So one may decide to use 4 hours time frame, another person may decide to use 4 hours, 1 hour, and then also make decisions on 15 minutes. Another person too may decide to use 1 hour, 30 minutes, and then 15 minutes. Another person too may use 1 hour, 15 minutes, and then 5 minutes. Now, there is nothing wrong with any of these different time frames. It all depends on how what you are looking for in the market. Do you get it? It all depends on what you are looking for in the market. So if you want to use 4 hours, 1 hour, and then 15 minutes, it's good. If you want to use 1 hour, 30 minutes, and then 15 minutes, it's good. And also, if you want 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and then 5 minutes, it's also good. All right. Okay. And I think with this candlesticks on and then time frames questions, it will be more elaborated in our upcoming lessons on technical hot analysis. It will be elaborated more on our lessons on what technical analysis. But then, if you're a trader, you are looking for a time frame to make your decisions, you can consider the 4 hours, 1 hour, and then it's 15 minutes, or 1 hour, 30 minutes, and then also 15 minutes, or 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and then 5 minutes. So there are all various time frames that you can factor out to make decisions. All right. Okay, so let me see if there is any hand up first. All right, there is no hand up. Let me see. All right, so I think I didn't learn much about the MACD and the RSI, please. So I really want you to help me. All right, so um I guess maybe we have to share the link, the YouTube link, for you to learn more about how to use the MACD and the RSI, or you continue to join our various sessions. All right. All right. So sorry. Please, if using price alert, it gives me an alert of a coin dropping. Should I long it or short it? Okay. So basically, the purpose of price alert will be based on you, the trader. Now we set price alert based on two things. Where is my marker? So we set price alert based on two factors. Maybe you are a sports trader or a futures trader. Listen, maybe you are a sports trader or a futures trader. If you decide to set up a price alert, maybe on the sports market, you are setting a price alert that when it rises to this particular price or this particular amount, I want to start what? Make entry. So you'll be alerted on that price, then you make your entries. Which simply means anytime you set up a price alert, you know the reason why you've set that alert. Either it is going to drop or it is going to rise. If you are trading on the futures, listen, that is if you are trading on the what? On the futures. So if you are trading on the futures and it happens, you have a price alert to drop. When it drop, you know that if an asset drops, maybe you want it to drop small so that you can go on long. Maybe you want it to rise more so that you can go on shorts or whatever you may have to be with. So if you the question on if the price alert drops or rise, you should long it or short it. It may be another personal decision on you, the trader. Why? Because someone may decide that okay, I'm setting up what a price alert. Where is it? Okay. So with this price alert that I'm setting, listen, maybe if it happens that the price drops to, let's say, if it is $5, if it drops to $2, I want to start making entry on long because there's been a pullback, and out of that pullback, it's going to go on long, or out of this pullback, it's going to go on short. So before you set up a price alert, you should know exactly the reason why you are setting the price alert. Don't set price alert because you have to set it. Because I don't know or I may not know what you want to do with with that particular what price alert. Do you get it? But the main reason why we set a price alert is to alert me, the trader, to alert myself that this is the target I want to make entries or I want to make exits. Even with exits, we can set price alerts. So the price alert is there to inform the trader either it is time for you to make entry or exit or for you to whatever you want to do with that particular trade. It's just an alert or an information for you, the trader. Okay. So on the question of either you should long or short will still be based on what you want to do with that particular price. You get it? So I cannot vividly confirm either you are to long that particular price or short it. It may only be a personal decision based on what you want and then the reason why you set that particular what alert. All right. Okay, so let's read the next thing. Let me look at the next thing. So let's see if there is any hand up. There is no hand up. Let's proceed. So um I realize, okay, let me see. I think I've jumped some of the question. Okay, I think I didn't learn about, okay, please, if using price action, price alerts. Okay, you talk about signals, but how do I get those signals? Because I'm new here. How do I get those signals? So see your upline, let your upline seek or add you to our signal platform. Okay, let your upline add you to the signal platform. So we have the one world platform, the one world signal platform where signal is shared there. So you can join that. So before you join, seek the attention of your upline before you can join. All right. Okay, so I realized that as I use 100 trading capital to start spot trading using Pepe and was making reasonable profits, but later I increased it to $1,000 and added another coin, being Flocky. But I observed that the profit was less. Say, what accounts for the disparity in profits? What accounts for the disparity in profits? All right. Now, profit making, profit increments, profit decrements may based on different factors. May be based on what? On different factors. One, it may be your strategy. It may be your strategy. That may be the first thing. Or two, it may be that the coin is no longer performing. The coin is no longer what? Performing. And that is the reason why you don't have to lean on only one coin as a trader. Unless otherwise, you are that type of trader who depend on just a coin, which simply means if the coin is not performing, you don't need to trade. There are traders like that. Most traders they call themselves disciplined traders. They stick to one strategy. If that strategy is not working, they wait until that strategy gets in favor of them, then they make entries in the market. So over here, if you ask of what causes that disparity in that particular in your trade, what I will say is one, it may be that the coin is no longer performing. And since the coin is no longer performing, it may be very difficult for you to maintain the profit margin that you've been making previously. You get it? So always try to check the momentum of the coin to know if it is performing good before you make entries. If not, you can change to get into entries on another coins that are having good momentum in the market for you to make profits. You cannot depend on one thing for survival. So the coins are many. You can go for many coins as you want based on your understanding, your analysis to ensure you make good entries for good profits. All right. All right. I guess that will help you. Okay. So I have a question. What is the advantage that Real Kill brings apart from margin calls? Because I can as well take trade Binance and stop loss and that also. So it's like one is capping the market and 1%, but on futures one can. All right. So now it's simple. Real Kill first focus on building strategic strategies to ensure traders can compound their income. Compound their income. That is the reason why the strategies here promoting 1%, 2%, short strategies to ensure traders can compound their income and then also build wealth. If it's just left about trading, I don't think, I don't think, do you get it? If it's all about just trading, then I think we can all proceed. But then to ensure we can compound our money, and I've always been saying this, that for the past 8 years of encountering trading in these crypto markets, I've seen a lot and I've been here for some time. 8 years, maybe it's not any too long, but then it's time. Do you get it? So the question of the impact of royal kill, there is no way, and every big trader will tell you that margin calls is everything in trading. Do you get it? And if you ask about these hedge funds, institutional traders, how did they manage to work in the market? The difference is the strategy they use. We don't use the same strategy. You're a retail trader. How do you manage to make profit? So Royal Kill strategy, they are bought based on smart concepts where traders can be able to strategize based on the margin call, the dollar cost averaging, and other strategies. And let me tell you, we are only using just, I've said this yesterday, I said this and I'll say this again. We are only using just 40% of the strategies in Royal Kill. 40%. Okay. We are only using 40% of the strategies in Royal Kill. Which simply means, in the case of getting access to Royal Kill, there are different trading strategies. Okay. There are different trading strategies that the trader can use. Now we have Martingale here. And Martingale has got 4 different angles. Not just one margin calls. Not only margin calls. Martingale has got 4 different angles in trading. And even in Forex, Martingale is applied. You see? So in using Royal Kill, the first thing that you need to understand is the strategies like Martingale, the grid, and when you get to the understanding of the grid boats, as time goes on, you will learn all these things. In the grid, we have two strategies. We have what we call the arithmetic and then also the geometric strategy, which also work very effective for traders. Do you get it? So, my dear brother, it is not just only margin calls. Aside that, the next thing is that Royal Q also knows what we call market cycles. So, for instance, you see in bull market like this, in a very flourishing market, a lot of people are considering using martingale. Now, using martingale, what does it say to the trader? Martingale is mostly good because the market is flourishing at the moment. And at the point in time, you begin to switch to another strategy. Do you get it? The next thing, when it comes to using my Royal Q, is very simple. My paddy, listen to me. Aside the numerous strategies, as for the strategies, I can bet you, with my good experience in trading, I can bet you that manual traders cannot compare using the strategies in Royal Q. It's real. Now, aside that, we all know and we can do agree with that, that in an aspect of making entries and exits, Royal Q gives all those solutions where you wake up to sleep, you see your profits. You don't need to temper to think of how you can close your trade because you have a fixed setup where things can be done automatic for you, the trader. So, my dear, I think all these are enough for you to understand it clearly, that making good use of Royal Kill. And aside that too, it's also another opportunity for you to build wealth and then grow wealth. Mind you, aside the trading using Royal Kill, it has got different aspects. The software has got different aspects of it, which is also helping a lot of people. You get it? All right. So I guess that will help you. So how can one stop a coin from trading in Royal Kill? How can one stop a coin from trading in Royal Kill? So it's either you are trading on the spot or on the futures. If you are trading on the spot market, of course, you can stop a coin. When you stop, it simply means you've paused the trade. Okay, you've paused the trade. And when you pause the trade, you need to wait for the trade to either rise before you sell it. But on futures, you can't stop a trade. When you stop a trade, it's either it's going to be a loss to you, the trader, Listen, it's either it's going to be a loss to you, the trader. Notwithstanding, if you want to stop a trade, let me see. So if you want to stop a trade, the next thing is um let me see, I guess no question. So if you want to stop a trade, how can one stop coin from trading? Okay. How can you stop a coin from trading in Royal Kill? So it's two things. Like I'm saying, either you are trading on the futures or on the spot. If you are trading on the spot, it's different. If you stop a coin, it means you are pausing the coin. Okay. And then on the futures, you can't stop unless you are closing the trade once and for all. So a trade cannot be stopped whilst it's ongoing. If it's ongoing, if you want to stop the trade, then you should understand that you are closing the trade out of the bot's what control. I don't know if that answers your question. If that answers your question, if that answers your question. So let me see. Um, let me see. Thanks for answering the question. All right. Okay, so you're welcome. So that is Dave Ogo. Okay, so Royalty gives us protection of your capital. All right, so that is it. And okay, so Brother Emmanuel, please, you didn't answer my question. I don't know which of the questions. So okay, so I think it's been answered now. So please, I think I need more insight about the price alert. Um, let me see. I think I need more insight about the price alert. Just saw it recently, so I decided to use it. However, per what you said, it seems there is a place to fix your own price alert. Please, how do I fix my own price alert figures? Moreover, can you kindly explain the terms using in the price alert, please? All right, so thank you so much, leader, for answering the question. Okay, pence bit, I can answer you once. Okay, so who is that? Let me see. If please, okay, so leader Doris, please, if you can help assist, if you can assist to answer that question for him, that'll be fine. Okay, so let me see. All right, please, leader Doris, unmute yourself and assist.
All right, thank you. Good morning to you all. I hope you're all doing great. So I'm going
All right.
to share my screen briefly so that I'll be able to help Beat. All right, I hope my screen is clear.
Yes, yes.
All right, so when you go to the price alert, okay, after you have added the coins that you want to be tracking, you can simply tap on it. Then you switch on the buttons depending on your taste. Okay, so this one says enable market alerts. This one says market alert frequency. Should it be notified repeatedly, once a day, once only? Rapid rise 4, then big market rise 4, then recent new high and low. Now when you go to the notification bell here, this is where you can enter the price at which you want it to alert you. Okay, currently you'll be able to see that the price is at this. So maybe you want it to alert you when it gets to 3.6029 or whatever. Then you would enter that. Okay, let me enter 3.508. Done. So I'll tap on create alert. Then it will create it. Then we have the drops, okay, like the fluctuation alert. It should alert you when it drops by 10% or 2% or 5%. Then you tap on create alert. Okay. Now they said you may create up to 10 alerts for each trading pair and maximum of 50 alerts for all the trading pairs. Alerts will expire after 90 days. So you need to read everything so that you'll be able to understand. I hope Penbit and others who wanted to know more about that, I hope I've answered you properly. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so thank you, my leader. Okay, so guys, I think the person who asked the question, Your question has been answered clearly. Okay, so let's see if there are any other questions to ask. All right, cool. So let me see. Hello, leader. Please don't forget to drop. Okay, so Zadaris, please drop the YouTube link here for please to use it. So recently, I saw one of our leaders with post coins in future. They were in profits. How is it possible? They were in profits. How is it possible? Oh, who is that? Okay, please mute that person for me. So, uh, all right. Then let me see. Okay, so how do I get call drops to fix in margin configuration? I is there any calculation we do? Is there any calculation? So let me answer those three questions. Then I think we spend about an hour and 30 minutes here, almost 2 hours. So kindly guide me on how to insert my favorite indicator to the chart in Royal Queue. Okay, so let me take those three questions consistently. So from pens to thanks. Okay, how do we get call drops to fix in margin calls? So if you want to set up a call drop, listen, if you want to set up a call drop, it's two things. I've always been saying trading doesn't have a fixed formula. Trading doesn't have a fixed formula. It's about what you've worked it out and how it's working. You get it? So if you want to set up margin call drop, it's two things. Either the signal that is given is indicating for you to use a particular call drop. So for instance, when you come here, when you come to this particular trade, let me see trade settings, and then you click on margin configuration. Now on margin configuration, you can see that when you come here, is my screen visible? Hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, we can
So
see.
okay, so over here, you see when you get here, you are going to see your call drop, right? Now, if it happens, the simplest way that you can calculate this is if it happens, the signal given is asking or demanding for a call drop. Let's say a signal may say that okay, use 20% drop. If you are to use 20% drop, it simply means from the first call to the last call, when you add everything, you should get 20%. From the first call to the last call, when you add everything, you should get 20%. This does not have a fixed formula, but over here, you can decide, okay, since the total call drop is 20%, it's expected of me to use from the first call, second call, third call, fourth call, fifth call to the last call should be added up to sum up to what 20%. Take your time to add all this thing and you know the total call drop here. So over here, if I want to calculate for a total call drop, it will be my total margin call limit, my total call drop first divided by my total margin call limit. Okay, so if let's look at the total call limit here, which is 7. So over here, I'm going to do 20, which is my margin call drop is 20%. Okay, since the call drop is 20%, it's going to be 20 divided by 7. 20 divided by 7. So let's look at it. 20 divided by 7. So 20 divided by 7, that is going to give me 2.8. 2.8. So it simply means 2.85. It simply means when I get here, I can choose to make my call drop 2.85, 2.85 throughout. Which simply, if I should add from the first call to the last call all the 2.85 entries, I have to get 20%. I have to do what? Get 20%. Now, someone may decide that okay, since every entry is going to be 2.85, I can decide to make from the first call, maybe I can use 0.5 here. From the first call to buy very fast, 0.4, sorry, 0.5, maybe 0.5. Then I consider increasing from the fourth or the fifth call to the last call. But I have to ensure that at the end of the day, everything that I've done here should sum up to 20%. Everything that I've done here, either I'm making this one 0.1 and then this one 0.5 and then this one 5%, This one 6%. I have to ensure that whatever that I've done here should sum up to 20%. If you understand that, give me one in the chat for me to know if you understand what I'm saying. If you understand that, give me one in the chat for me to know if you understand what I'm saying. If you understand that, give me one in the chat for me to know if you've understood what I'm saying. Give me one in the chat. Okay. Okay, so that is a very simple thing. So at the end of the day, you have to understand that the call drop does not follow a fixed formula, provided you will be able to make the right decision here. What it is asking you to do is to provide 20 margin call drop. Your call drop should be 20. So you, the trader, is beginning to, because you are making an informed decision. You get it? They said all the drops should be 20%. Now, you will now begin to ask yourself, how do I make sure that all these drop can be 20%? So you can decide that, okay, I'm going to divide my total call drop by my total margin column, which is 7. That is going to give me 20.85. Now, it simply means from the first to the last, everything is going to 20.2.85, 2.85, 2.85 throughout. Notwithstanding, someone too can decide that, okay, because I want the first quote to the last quote to be bought very fast, I can make this by 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Now, 0.5 times 4 will give you how much? So 0.5 plus 0.5, that is 1. So that is going to give you how much? That is going to give you 2. So from the first to the fourth, it's going to give you 2% drop. It simply means I have 18% drop remaining. So I can come here and then make entries here. Maybe this place will be 2%, 5%. So the last call drop, I'm done. I don't have any fixed formula to follow, provided I've been able to do the right thing. Because all what the analyst is expecting of me is to get to the 20% call drop. It's simple as ABC. All right, so I guess that is good. Let me see the next question. Okay, so let me see the next question. Best way to create our own signal. Is it using supports and resistance candles, or any indicators? Any indicators. All right, now, like I said earlier, there is nothing like best in trading. What is best for you may not be best for someone. So that is the reason why we keep teaching, so that everyone can, at the end of the day, practice something that is working. That is all. So over here, we've been teaching a lot of things. Support and resistance is good. Candles is also good. Indicators is also good. Do you get it? Some are using indicators, it's helping them to make money. Some are using support and resistance, it's helping them to make money. Some are also using candles, it's helping them to make money. So they are all good, provided you've understood how to make good use of it or how to use it. That is all. Hope I've been able to answer that question for you. I know mostly, you see, when we become traders, initially when we were beginners in trading, we thought we see someone making millions of dollars. Then we ask, how does it work? Teach us how you do it. Yes, the person will teach you. But always, what may work for me accurately may differ from you, may differ from how it will work for you. Do you get it? That is the reason why in trading, there is one rule in trading called stick to your strategy. What is working for you, stick to it and work it out. So over here, in our technical analysis that we are going to start, we are going to teach all those things. We'll teach about support and resistance, candles, indicators, price action, all part of the lesson that you need to know. We will teach for you to do to know how you can analyze your signals. All right. Okay, so let me see. Recently, so hello, please don't forget to drop there. Okay, then let me see. Kindly guide me on how to insert my favorite indicator to the chart in Royal Queue. For example, moving averages. So I don't know how you want to set that chart. I don't know how you want to set that chart. If not in your maybe, what do we call, uh trading view. If not in trading view, over here, I think things are fixed there already. So if you want to use moving averages, you just come here and then, where is it? You can see the indicators. If you want to set it up, maybe it has not been set up yet because you've not turned it on. So over here, let me clean the board and then identify or indicate those things to you. So over here, when you come here, you can see we have moving averages, we have Bollinger, we have volume, we have MACD, we have KDJ, we have RSI. So you can come here to turn on any of them that you want to use. Do you get it? You can come here to turn on any of them that you want to use. So over here, when you come, if you want to turn off KDJ or moving averages, you see I turn it off. So if I turn on volume, or if I turn everything off, let me turn everything off and then turn very good. So presently it's only Maggie that is on now. So if you want to set up any charts or any indicator on your chart, you come here, then turn it on or turn it off to set up a new one. So I turn this one off, then I click on the moving averages so that it can um, help me rate using the moving average indicator. All right, so I guess that will also help you. I guess that will help you. Okay, okay, so let me see. What is different between magical and real profits in real Q? Magical call.
Na him dey
Which one?
hold me for na him carry me come, na him dey hold me. If you come today now tell me say how far the way wey you dey do am.
Oh, my brother, why are you doing that to us? All right, so let me answer that question. What's the please? I don't know what do you mean by magic call, but then we call margin call. If I don't know if you're talking about margin call and real profits in trading. Okay, so actually, you have forgotten my question about pausing coins. Please, can you repost it again? Can you repost? So when you talk of margin calls, ideally, margin calls in trading help the trader to be able to make profits. So let me use this, let me write this here. So margin calls help the trader to make profits whilst the market has not yet triggered its actual setup. Do you get it? So anytime you set up a trade, listen, anytime you set up a trade, the reason why you set up margin calls is this. You know that things may not work according to as planned, which simply means profit making may not be automatic. The market may go against the trader before he will be able to make profit. So when we ask of the difference between margin calls and profits, margin calls also turn into profits when the trade has been bought and sold. But the difference is simple. The margin call is when actually the trade is going against the trader and he buy more from the dip. Do you get it? So both in futures and then on spots, margin calls happen. Do you get it? Both in futures and on spots, margin calls do happen. Now, we open the margin calls so that we can protect our capital, our initial capital in the market. We open margin calls to protect our initial capital in the market. So the margin calls becomes like a backbone to your trade, a backbone to your trade. So we may call it maybe a chalk, or let's say a brake to your trade. You are packing off what brake, paddling brake, so that anytime your trade, the market goes against your trade, it can um buy more to sustain you in the market. After it has been bought in the market, it will be sold when the market is going in your favor or it is rising. It will be sold for it to turn into profit. So margin calls is also profit when trade goes in your favor. All right. So I guess I've been able to explain. So what is the difference between, okay, I recently saw one of our leaders with post coins in futures and they were in profits. How is it possible? All right. So actually, maybe I may not have much idea about that, but all that I know is mostly when you post a coin, when the coin is directly paused in futures, the trade in the exchange close automatic. When the coin is directly paused in futures, the coin automatically so you'll have just 7% on your phone. Yes, I think we are about to end the session, so maybe um I'm still safe. I'm sure we are about to end the session. So mostly what I've experienced is that when you pause a trade on futures or when you pause it in Royal Q, the trade closed in your exchange automatic. But sometimes, if you don't have much fuel fee, or if you don't have fuel fee, the trade can be paused automatic by itself. That one is different. That one is what is different in another circumstances. But then I actually don't know either on an intentional way of pausing the trade, just like on the sports. I don't think it works like that. But then maybe if that person will be able to explain better to be fine. But that is what I know, and that is what I've experienced. So far, all post trade close automatic in the exchange. All post trade close automatic in the exchange. But sometimes you return back in your real queue, you see a trade on the futures being paused. You realize that maybe you don't have sufficient funds or fuel fee to control the trade. That's the reason why it has been paused. Yes, that one is automatic by Royal Queue. But if you do it just like how we've been doing it on the spot, I know it will be closed in the exchange automatic. You get into there and you know see it. Okay, so someone using $100 capital, what is his first, his or her FBA? Someone using $100 as his capital, what is his FBA? So with $100 capital, you can decide to use $20 as your first buying amount. With $100 capital, you can decide to use $20 as your first buying amount. All right. Okay, so let me see if there is any hand up. Okay, so guys, I think we spent almost 2 hours here. We spent almost 2 hours here. We started 7 o'clock Ghana time, and that was 10 o'clock East African time. 10 o'clock East African time. So we spend enough time here, and I think we have to bring this session to an end. So I'm gonna end very soon. My question in Royal Q futures trading, please, how do we determine stop loss price, and where exactly do we locate stop loss on Royal Q? Thirdly, how do we set up stop loss in Royal Q? Oh my goodness, I think I've answered this question over and over and over and over. So let me see, when you are trading in futures and you analyze the coin to go up more, people pause it till they get to their targets because activating it is to sell. All right. Okay. So um the question on stop loss, I've answered this question I think 3 times just today. I've answered this question just today. So please, I wish, let me briefly answer that question. Then we bring this session to an end. Let me briefly answer that question and we bring this session to an end. So in Royal Q futures trading, please, how do we determine stop loss price? First, stop loss can be determined in two ways. I said it can be determined in two ways. First, either you are analyzing the signals yourself. If you analyze the signals and you realize, if you analyze the signals and you realize where your exit points can be, the trader can do it, can set up a stop loss based on his exit points in the market. So that would be the first thing, by analyzing. So if you analyze the signals yourself, you'll be able to identify your stop loss price. You'll be able to identify your stop loss price. And where exactly do we locate stop loss on Real Kill? So over here in your Real Kill, I said you come to Real Kill. Let's go back. So in your trade, for instance, there is this particular trade here. You tap on it. After tapping on this trade, you click on what? You click on close. So let me see. You click on this. This is it. You click on close. So let's click on the close. After clicking on close, you come here. You can see what we call trigger price. So over here, he said, please enter trigger price. When we talk of the trigger price, that is a price at which a trade can be triggered for loss or triggered for profit. A price at which a trade can be triggered for loss or what profit, and that is what we term it as stop loss or take profit. So a trigger price may be a stop loss or a take profit. So if you come to Royal Key over here, you can enter your stop loss here, and that's your trigger price is stop loss. You get it? So if you want to determine that, first you should consider the amount you are capable of losing. I don't talk of stop loss. Stop loss is all about what you can afford to lose. Stop loss is all about what you can do, what afford to lose. So if I look at this particular trade, presently I'm in a loss of just 2%, and this 2% is equivalent to $21. This 2% is equivalent to $21, which simply means if I can afford $50, I can choose to increase my trigger price. So over here, let's increase it. So over here, if I make my trigger price to be 3 points, 4, 3.4. It simply means this is my stop loss, 3.4. If 3.4 is my stop loss over here, it simply means I can afford to lose 45 USDT. So once the trade drops to 3.4 USDT, my trade will be closed automatically, leading me to a loss of 45 USDT out of my total capital. Out of my total what? Capital. All right. So after that, you click on confirm. Once clicking on confirm, you are done. You've set up what your trigger price or your stop loss. All right. So I believe this one will help you out. I believe it will help you out to clarify your question. Okay. So we have two FBA. What's the difference? We have two FBAs. What is the difference? What are the two FBAs? Are you talking about initial first buying amount? Unless otherwise you clarified. Okay. So come here. I think we are almost done. There is no hand up. If your question has not been answered, and if you need to clarify your question to be answered, so please, you can do that. You can do that before we leave here. Okay, so guys, I think I'm almost done. My phone is off. So far so good. This is where we are going to end, if God permits. Tomorrow is Saturday, and I believe we are going to meet again. I wish you all the best and have a good day. So, Leader Doris, I'm done with the training. You can end the call. All right,
Okay.
guys, meet you later. Bye bye
Thank you
bye.
so much. Okay, welcome. Bye.